Alright, everyone, welcome to today's recap. I hope you all are doing well and staying blessed. If you guys are new here, my name is Jeremiah and I'm a small cap day trader. Today is a green day. I am still using smaller share size, so the grand P&L for today is about $1. I traded two stocks. AGH was the first one. This stock has a float of 8.3 million shares. It's a US company, consumer cyclical, and it did have news today. Let me check. At 8 a.m., it's new American drone and defense company to be created through merger of Powers and Aris Greenway Holdings. So that was the news we had at 8 a.m. Uh, I jumped in this I jumped in at the high, and unfortunately, this is the same mistake that I've made over and over and over again these past few days and weeks, and it's just FOMO again. But I was going for the break through the high of day. I was anticipating the break through the high of day, and I thought we would get it. But of course, as soon as I enter, I could have taken a dip off of 50 there, but I didn't. And so I enter there at 78, and immediately I'm down. I'm by 2 cents off of the high. I think to hold it, and then I'm like, okay, well, that didn't work. And I do average down on this, which I don't often do, but I thought I would give this one a chance for the dip and rip. No green orders going through really, but I averaged down thinking that we'd get a pop, and we actually didn't get that. So I could have sold as it was struggling there. Yet I decided to hold it. This really could have been sold a lot sooner. So let me just fast forward this. So it dips all the way down to that previous daily level, and I'm like, all right, might as well hold for the bull flag now, right? And so as it started to go red again, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna cut it. I think this doesn't make any sense to hold it anymore. Just reality settled in finally. I took one more or two more trades on this. Sorry. The first one was anticipating first candle to make a new high. Stop theoretically could have been at 50. However, I don't think I stuck to that. Maybe I did. I had plenty of time to sell. Um, the fill on that one was 48, so not a bad fill. So I actually took another trade. This one was really not that good. It was the break over this pivot, but technically this wasn't even a pivot. Um, yeah, I don't know why I entered there, but or I know why I entered. I was thinking for the break over this pivot, but this really wasn't even a pivot. It was just a wick. I bought in at the top, and then that ends up stopping me out. So now I'm down $3. And then I take one more trade. Now this is the break over this pivot. I don't know what that entry was actually. I don't think that was the break over. I don't think I was anticipating the break over this pivot on that trade. I don't know what it was. It was just moving up. That's pretty much it. But I do take a trade here off of the 9 EMA. So we have a little dip there. I could have entered, and I entered there. So a little pop, and I was like seeing if we can get the break over this pivot and then break through the high of day or move to the high of day. It was already struggling, so I was like, you know what? I'll just let it go. So the next stock we had popping up was RLMD. This stock had a float of 50 million shares. It's a higher float, but the rate of change was good. So I decided I would give it a shot. And I think it did have news. Yes, so it did. It was Relmada Therapeutics announces oversubscribed $160 million private placement financing. And they have another one, Relmada reports 12-month phase 2 interim data for NDV-01, non-muscle invasive bladder cancer. Um, Sounds pretty good. I don't know. I'm not a pharmacist, but in any case, my first entry here was another time where I just FOMO'd in. Um, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know why I continue to do this. And then this was a revenge trade. And you know what? I deserve to lose on that one. Or both of those. And the one where I FOMO'd in at the top on the other stock too. But this thing holds up, and I'm thinking with 50 million shares, a 50 million share float, there's definitely people trying to short this. So we do have a little micro pullback there. This also isn't a great trade, but I think I end up being green on it, so that's nice. Jump back in there for the break through the high of day. Once again, a risky trade because I don't really do well on those. And then here we could have taken a dip off of 50, and yeah, I did that. So I was holding 50. I'm glad I canceled that order because I didn't even give it a chance to play out. So this is a nice trade. Except for the fact that it dipped down like that there for a second. But it did end up coming back up, and it went all the way to 8. So that was probably the best trade of the day. Not 50-cent winner. That was like 32 cents of a winner. Could have been 50 if I held it through 8, but it really didn't go to 8 for that long. And next time I'll keep that in mind. It just dipped down, and I was like, you know what, I'll sell it if it comes back up. Or I'll stop out, break even. I think that was all my trades. Let me check. So I did, in fact, take one more trade here. This is not a great entry. This is a sort of a micro pullback on the 1 minute. The fact that it's stalling out is scaring me. I tried to sell it there, and I didn't get filled. So I ended up selling it more or less break even. Yeah. In any case, that was it for today. Those were all of my trades. A small green day. Let me do the math in my head real quick. $1.15. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, $1.15 is the total P&L for today. Yeah, not a terrible day in terms of P&L, but in terms of following in, that's a D. But with that, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all are staying disciplined and doing well. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Peace.